Good morning and welcome to another workday vlog. Today I am finishing off all of the yarn for the Valentine's Day shop update. Originally I had planned to do Valentine's sock sets, and then I was going to do mini bundles, and I was going to do another product that was mostly mini skeins. But I was dyeing up the sock sets, and I started with kind of quite a light pink one, and then I did like a medium pink one, and then I kind of thought to myself, actually, do you know what? I might just do 3 colorways that work really well together. So they could be in a 3 project pattern, they could be in a 2, hang on, that didn't make sense, did it? They could be in a 3 colour pattern, they could be in a 2 colour pattern, or you could buy them individually for socks. So that's what I've done. And then I've also dyed up some fluff to go with them. So I've dyed up a light colour and a dark colour on my new Surrey alpaca fluff base. And then I've just done one sort of set of mini bundles, which were just 20-gram mini bundles. So I actually dyed them all up last week. If I'm sounding funny, it's because my left ear is completely blocked. The boys have had colds because, you know, back to school after Christmas. They passed it on to Tom, who had it over the weekend. And then typically I feel like I've now picked it up off Tom just when I've got a week of work ahead of me. So yeah, I'm slightly bunged up. So if I sound weird to me. I don't know if I sound weird to you. Anyway, so I actually dyed up all of the yarn last week. It spent the weekend drying on my airers, and today I'm going to get it skeined up and photographed, and then I want to send out a newsletter so that as many people can know about it as possible, because as we all know, Instagram is not the most reliable for getting your posts and getting whatever you put up on it seen by everyone. So it will be an Instagram thing. We're doing a workday vlog as well. And then also I will send out a newsletter. So yeah, that's the plan. So what I will do is I will pop in some bits and pieces video wise of me dyeing up the Valentine's yarn. I'm finding that it's quite hard to get the colours accurate when I'm dyeing my dye studio. Although it's not too bad light-wise for me to work in it, it's not very good for the camera because I have an overhead light. Well, the window is behind me and the yarn is in front of me, and I have an overhead light, so it's quite hard to video anything without getting shadows. And also because I have the overhead light on in there, it does kind of change the colours slightly. So yeah, it's not that easy to video the dyeing process particularly easily. Also, I've got quite a small space to dye in as well, so I do my best. I hope you still enjoy them. And then I will come back a little bit later on and share the yarns as I skein them up and do all of that kind of stuff.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey darling, I love it when it's me and you, on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for 2. Darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life. I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
So yarn is all skeined up and I am ridiculously happy with these colours. All right, mini bundle to start with. So I've just done simple mini bundles. There's 5 different minis in there. You've got a mix of kind of brighter pinks, duskier pinks, pale pinks. I think they will work really nicely together in whatever scrappy projects you want, or blankets or anything like that. I'm really, really happy with those. And then we've got the 3 main colorways. I haven't quite worked out names for these yet. I'm thinking of going with something along the names. I'm thinking of going with like quotes from either love poems or love songs or something like that. So I need to do a little bit of research to finalize the names for these ones. But I'm so pleased with them. I love how they go together, so that they could go into like a 3 skein project, or you could do 2 skein with a lower contrast, or 2 skeins with a higher contrast. I absolutely love them. And then we also have 2 colours of fluff as well. I've got a darker pink and a lighter pink. So like the darker pink works perfectly with the dark colour. The lighter pink works perfectly with the light colour, but you could use either with the middle colour and, oops, dropping yarn everywhere. You could use either with the middle colour and they would work just as well. And yeah, like a garment, one of the fluffy garments in this, a love note, or I'm not very good with my fluffy garments. Like I don't know very many patterns because I don't tend to knit with a lot of fluff, but that is definitely going to be changing. But yeah, a garment in that would be gorgeous, that combination, definitely. So yeah, I'm really, really, really pleased with these. I need to get them photographed. That's my next job. And I need to think of some names as well. And then they'll be going up on the website on the 1st of February at 7 p.m. In a shop update. I've obviously got limited numbers, but what I'm going to do is, like with the Winnie the Pooh, I'll make them all available die to order. That'll only be available for a short period of time, so I think the die to order for those will stay up for a week, and then they'll get shipped out. If you pick die to order, it probably won't reach you by Valentine's Day because it's usually a 2 to 3 week turnaround for die to order, but hopefully you don't mind that really. But yeah, that's my plan. So if you want more, or if you want a different base, or I think some of these would look really nice on sparkle, then that's completely possible, basically. I think that's how I'm going to do it. That's kind of how I'm leaning towards doing a lot of my shop updates this year, because I just don't have the storage space to dye up loads and loads of yarn. I'm reducing the number of shows that I'm doing this year, so I don't want to end up having loads and loads of stock sitting on the shelves if I'm not going to as many shows. And dye to order works really well because it means that I only need to order in the amount of yarn that I'm actually going to use. So it's more cost effective to run as a business that way as well. So yeah, I'm hoping to keep the dye to order turnaround quite quickly. So yeah, it'll be 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. But yeah, we have Valentine's yarns. I'm so pleased with these colours. So pleased with the fluff. So pleased with the minis. I'm going to go get them photographed now. one last thing before I go. I was talking in my Discord group the other day, which if you haven't joined our Discord group and you'd like to join our Discord group, it's just a friendly kind of community chat group based around the podcast and things like that. Basically, I will put a link in the drop down box underneath the video, so come along and chat and share everything that you're working on, because it's nice for me to be able to kind of see what everyone else is doing rather than just sharing what I'm doing. Anyway, I was chatting in that the other day and asking people about needle storage, because I used to have, I don't actually have it to hand, one of those kind of needle storage pouches that opens up and you put all your needles in, and it was driving me mad because every time I tried to pull a needle out it was just chaos and everything fell out and it just wasn't really doing the job I wanted it to do anymore. So I asked a few people, what do they do, how do they store their needles, and I got some inspiration. And I have started some new needle storage. So it's a bit big, but I picked up one of these boxes. I just got these on Amazon. They came in a pack of 4. They're quite handy. The lid velcros slightly at the front, but then it just opens like that. So I picked up one of these boxes and I'll show you what I've done. I'm going to turn the camera around. Hang on a sec. Okay, here we go. This is the box I've picked up. Excuse my messy desk. There's half-drunk cups of tea because I am the queen of half-drunk cups of tea. It drives Tom mad. I'm also watching, while I'm working, I've been watching Criminal Minds. I think. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Criminal Minds. I've been watching Criminal Minds. I watched some ages and ages and ages ago, but I thought I'd start with series 1 on Disney and just have that as my kind of background work watching. Anyway, back to the needle storage. Oh, that's my phone alarm telling me I've got to go pick the kids up soon. Needle storage. Right, so I picked up some of these boxes and I also got some of these little plastic wallets. And basically what I'm doing, it's quite simple. I've just written on each of the plastic wallets the size needle. I only use fixed circulars. I don't have any interchangeables yet. I really like fixed circulars. I'm quite happy with them. So that's what I've done. So that's what I use. And yeah, I've just put them in here. So there's a needle, an envelope for each needle size. Some of them have only got 1 in at the moment. I only wrote envelopes for the needle sizes I've got. Like I've obviously got a couple of pairs of 4.5mm 100cm ones, and I only wrote envelopes for the needle sizes I've got, but I have got some spare envelopes, I think, somewhere underneath. I've got some spare ones, so when I come across projects that I finish and I don't have anywhere for those needles to go, I can start new envelopes. But I think it'll keep things a lot tidier. The box, as I said, it's a little bit big, but I needed something that was fairly big so that these could actually fit in it and sit up in it. But it also fits in this little pouch that I've got, which is my kind of Notions case stuff. So I tend to put like little Notions bags in each of my projects, but I've also got this, which I can use to store all of my major kind of Notions and stuff like that when they're not being used. Again, I just got this on Amazon, which is not ideal, but it was quick and it was easy. So it's got 2 layers of pockets. So the top one, I've got DPN cases, some little handmade labels. I've got kind of needles, darning needles and stuff in that little zip pocket. And then I've got cable needles, mechanical pencils that are great for marking patterns. There's a couple of little highlighters there, little crochet hooks that are handy for picking up stitches if you drop them. And then in the bottom section, let's see if I can do this one-handed. It's a bit tricky. Right, I had to stop the camera and open it. I couldn't open it one-handed. Anyway, in the bottom of here, we've got a couple of little net pouches, which are really handy. So I've got tape measures in that one. These have all got different little stitch markers and things like that in. I've got a tin in here, which does have a lid. I've just popped the lid off to make it easier, which has got loads of kind of stitch markers and progress keepers and all kinds of stuff that I've collected over the years. I've got a little bit of spare wool wash samples and stuff underneath there as well. And then I've also got some of these Cocoa Knits stitch markers. These are lovely. I really like these. I used these for my aquamarine, and they're really nice, just little metal coloured. I think they've got like an enamel. I think they're metal with an enamel lining. I'm not quite sure. It's not going to focus on that, is it? Oh no, there we go. But they're really nice. I really liked them. These were kindly gifted to me by Jem. I think she stocks them at the Little Grey Girl. She gave me some of those, which are very, very nice and very useful. And then I've also got some other little progress keepers, and then scissors and snips and stuff like that. Some old beads left over from a project, goodness knows, ages and ages and ages ago. Yeah, and a little spare notions pouch. So basically, when I start a new project, I can pull out a little spare notions pouch, pick out what I need to go in it and tuck it in there. And then I can store all the other stuff in here safe, so I know where it is, and hopefully it doesn't get lost. So yeah, that's how I store all my notions. Right, so I'm going to leave that vlog here for now. I've got to go and get the kids. But I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. I'm really, really happy with all of the Valentine's yarn. I'm excited for the shop update. As I said, I think I said earlier, it will be the 1st of February at 7 p.m. on my website. Yeah, I think that's kind of it, really. Little tour of my needle storage, little tour of my notions pouches. We're kind of done. So I will see you all again soon. I think the next video will be a proper podcast, because my plan is to sit down on Friday and record a podcast. Oh, I need to just stop talking to the camera because words are failing me. But thank you. Oh, see, I can't talk. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.